Hey, Canaries, welcome back. Real quick, before we jump into this next set of episodes, I want you to know that I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I do value your feedback. A lot of you have been saying that you want longer episodes. That's been a very consistent feedback, which I love. You guys are asking for more depth and more time to sit on things. And I did try that. I really did. But if I'm being honest, I started to feel like I was forcing something that just isn't me. Hear me out for a second, because my brain doesn't work in long, slow, organized thoughts, right? It's more like idea, tangent, backtrack, realization. Wait, where was I going with this? And somehow I usually do land at a point anyways. But if you know me in real life, you already know that, right? Talking to me is kind of like, what's that little joke? Squirrel. I'm like that person. I'm fast and excited and I'm jumping between thoughts like it's fucking parkour. And part of that's just my personality. Part of that's also because I had an injury that affects my memory that I've been adapting to over the last year. So these longer structured episodes, they're not just harder to make. They're honestly just not the most real version of how I think or how I talk. And this podcast, I don't ever want it to feel like I'm performing, you know? I don't want to feel like I'm performing a version of myself. I want it to feel like you're sitting with me, like in my kitchen having coffee, just bullshitting back and forth while my brain just does what it naturally does. So here's what I've decided we're going to do instead. We're not going to shrink the content. We're restructuring it. So I'm going to start doing these mini series. Right? I'll take one topic, and instead of cramming everything into one long episode, we'll break it down into smaller pieces, more focused, more natural, just more me. So if I can say something in 6 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes and that lands, I'd rather do that. I don't want to ever have you guys listening to my podcast feeling like you're in one of those situations where you're in a meeting and you're like, this could have been an email. I don't ever want that to be the vibe here. So if I can say it in 10 minutes, I don't want to force it into 30. And don't worry, you're not going to be missing out on anything. Because if anything, you're going to be getting more. It's just in sections and pieces that are actually digestible. And if there's something that you want me to go deeper on, just tell me. I'll totally build on that. I love it. And that's the whole point about this being community driven, is this is as much you guys as it is for me. So just know I'm not ignoring anyone's feedback. I'm adapting to it, and in a way that still feels honest with how I communicate, because it's important that I show up as myself. So with that being said, we're kicking off our first mini series of the podcast, and the topic is dating, because apparently none of us are really playing the same game. We're going to break it down with male perspective, female perspective, what you guys are telling me, what I've experienced, what some of my interviews have said, and why it all feels so confusing right now. I'm excited to hear from you. I'll get the first episode out here this weekend, and we can get right into it. Thanks for listening, Canaries. Talk soon.